As Enoch lay sleeping, the fabric of the mundane world began to thin, and the extraordinary pierced through. Suddenly, beside his bed appeared two figures, unlike any beings of flesh and blood. These were celestial beings, their presence overwhelming, commanding both awe and wonder. They stood towering, their faces aglow with the radiance of 1,000 suns, their eyes aflame with the fire of the cosmos itself. From their mouths, gentle yet formidable, fire seemed to flow, casting flickering shadows across the room. Their garments shimmered as if woven from the very light of the heavens, adorned with what appeared to be feathers, delicate yet imbued with an unworldly strength. Golden wings, magnificent and resplendent, draped gracefully at their sides, catching the faint light of the moon and scattering it across the earthy tones of Enoch's simple abode. In soft, melodious tones that resonated with the very frequency of creation, they called out to him, "Enoch! Enoch!" Their voices were like a melody, soothing yet filled with an authority that commanded attention. Startled from his slumber, Enoch sat up, his heart pounding with a mix of fear and fascination. As his eyes met theirs, a profound calm overtook him, the kind that can only come from a deep, unspoken understanding that something monumental was about to unfold. With a gentle assurance that seemed to echo through the depths of his soul, they spoke, "Be of good cheer, Enoch, and do not be afraid." Their words, simple yet powerful, seemed to dispel any remnants of fear within him. "The everlasting God has sent us to you, and today you shall ascend with us into the heavens." Before Enoch could grasp the full weight of their words, they stepped closer, their movements fluid like a breeze. Gently they lifted him, and he found himself placed not upon hard ground, but upon their magnificent golden wings. As if carried by the very winds of destiny, they rose, the earth receding beneath them. And so began Enoch's ascent, an extraordinary journey that would take him beyond the familiar blue of the sky, through the realm of clouds, and into the very heavens themselves. It was a journey not just through space, but through the mysteries of existence, towards a destiny that would reveal the secrets of the divine and the intricacies of the cosmos. As Enoch clung to the celestial beings, the earthly realm beneath them became a tapestry of lights and shadows. The cool air of the night was replaced by a brisk wind that whistled past them, whispering secrets of the ages as they ascended higher and higher. The ground below shrank into nothingness, a distant memory of the mundane world Enoch had left behind. The ascent was nothing short of miraculous. Above them, the sky transitioned from the deep indigo of a night sky to the vibrant azure of the day. They pierced through the layers of the atmosphere as if moving through different realms of existence, each layer shedding more light on the majesty and complexity of creation. The clouds, thick and billowing just moments before, were now delicate wisps under their feet, a mere curtain before the splendor that awaited. Enoch, overwhelmed by the beauty and the surreal experience, felt a profound peace enveloping him. The fear that initially gripped his heart had dissolved entirely, replaced by an exhilarating freedom he had never known. The beings beside him, their faces serene, radiated warmth and security, reinforcing the divine protection granted to him on this heavenly journey. As they ascended past the boundaries of Earth's atmosphere, the air grew thin, and the sky took on shades of purple and deep blues, dotted with stars that shone with an intensity unseen from the Earth's surface. It was here, in this in-between space, that Enoch first realized the full scale of the cosmos. Stars, planets, and celestial bodies moved in harmonious orbits, each a part of a divine orchestra playing the symphony of the universe. The beings spoke to him, their voices harmonious and clear. "Enoch, what you see is the mere edge of heaven, the boundary between the earthly and the divine. Here, the physical meets the spiritual, and the secrets of the universe unfold." Their words were like keys, unlocking the mysteries he had pondered in his earthly life, each word imbued with wisdom and truth. The journey continued, and as they moved beyond the blue, entering a realm where the air was not necessary, where the physical laws, as known to man, no longer held sway, Enoch felt an unbinding of his earthly limitations. As Enoch stepped over the threshold into the first heaven, the sheer vastness and serenity of the celestial landscape enveloped him. This realm, unlike anything earthly, shimmered with a tranquil light that seemed to emanate from within everything, reflecting off what appeared to be crystal-clear waters and luminous flora. The air, purer than any he had breathed before, filled his lungs with a sweetness that invigorated his spirit. The first heaven was alive, pulsating with the rhythms of celestial harmony. Here, the trees whispered ancient lullabies, and the waters sang melodies of creation's dawn. Enoch was captivated by the beauty around him. Flowers of unimaginable hues bloomed with vibrant life, their petals soft and iridescent, releasing fragrances that calmed the soul. Angelic beings, those who had remained faithful to the divine order, roamed this paradise. Their forms were ethereal, more luminous than the celestial visitors who had brought him here. These angels moved with a grace that bespoke their divine nature, their faces serene, filled with an unwavering joy that stemmed from their eternal service to the Creator. They greeted Enoch with kindness, their voices a harmonious chorus that welcomed him to this divine expanse. Among these beings, Enoch witnessed the Elohim, the architects of divine law and order. They were discussing matters of creation and the maintenance of cosmic balance. Their dialogue was not just spoken, but sung, a symphony that wove the fabric of reality. Enoch, though a newcomer in this realm, was drawn to their wisdom, understanding that each word they uttered had shaped worlds and life forms across the cosmos. The landscape itself was a tapestry of celestial creativity. Mountains that soared to great heights, their peaks crowned with light rather than snow. Valleys lush with greenery that glowed softly under the gentle celestial light. Rivers of light flowed in place of water, their banks lined with stones that shimmered like jewels. The sky, a perpetual twilight, was alive with the dance of colors that no earthly sunset could replicate. As Enoch wandered this heaven, guided by the two celestial beings, he came upon a group of angels tending to what could only be described as the tree of life. Its branches stretched wide, laden with fruits that shone like the sun. The tree was a source of light and life, its roots delving deep into the sacred soil of the first heaven, drawing up the divine essence that sustained all forms of life here. Here, too, Enoch learned of the human soul's journey after death. The righteous, he was told, found their rest in this serene realm, their spirits bathed in the eternal light, awaiting the final resurrection. He saw spirits in various forms, some meditating in silent bliss, others studying under the tutelage of higher angels, preparing for their roles in the ongoing creation of the universe. The knowledge that Enoch acquired in the first heaven was profound. He understood that this place was not just a reward for the righteous, but a state of being that transcended the physical life. It was a realm where the essence of one spirit could evolve, guided by divine wisdom and love. As Enoch absorbed these revelations, the celestial beings who had escorted him prepared to lead him further, deeper into the mysteries of the heavens. His journey was far from over. The higher realms awaited, each holding new mysteries and divine truths to be discovered. As Enoch continued his celestial journey, guided by the luminous beings who had first brought him to the heavens, he was led to a part of the first heaven dedicated to the revelation of the celestial bodies. This area, vast and filled with a starry expanse, served as a cosmic observatory where the movements and purposes of the heavenly bodies were both observed and explained. Here, the sky was not like the sky of Earth, cluttered by the light of civilization. It was a perfect, unobstructed canvas that displayed the grandeur of the cosmos in its fullest glory. Stars, planets, and constellations shone with clear, resonant brightness, each celestial body marked by an angel who served as its guardian and keeper. Enoch was introduced to the ancient art of astronomy as practiced in the heavens. The angels explained that each star and planet had a specific role and influence, contributing to the balance and harmony of the universe. They taught him how the positions and movements of these celestial bodies affected the spiritual and physical planes of existence. The stars you see, one of the angels explained, are not just lights in the sky, but are living entities charged with the divine energy of creation. They sing in harmony with the frequencies of the cosmos, and their music, though not heard by physical ears, resonates throughout creation, maintaining the balance and order of all life. As they walked through this celestial observatory, Enoch was shown instruments of heavenly make, tools that could measure the divine energies flowing from these celestial bodies. These instruments were not mechanical, but crafted from celestial materials that resonated with the energies they measured. They looked like sculptures of light and energy, pulsing with the life force of the cosmos. One particularly awe-inspiring sight was the solar wheel, a massive, radiant orb that represented the sun. Around it, several smaller orbs revolved, each a representation of the planets known to mankind, and many that were not. The solar wheel was a model of the solar system, but on a divine scale, showing not just planetary orbits, but also the spiritual currents that flowed between these celestial bodies. The sun, as you know it, is a source of life, a physical manifestation of the divine light, another angel narrated. But here, we see its spiritual essence, the way it interconnects with all planets and life forms, providing not just light and warmth, but spiritual nourishment and growth. Enoch was deeply moved by these revelations. He understood now that the universe was a vast, interconnected entity, each part aligned with the others through a complex yet perfectly ordered system designed by the Creator. The planets and stars were more than just physical entities. They were integral parts of a divine plan, affecting life on Earth in ways that were profound and all-encompassing. The teachings Enoch received here would not only expand his understanding of the cosmos, but also redefine his perception of his place within the universe. This knowledge was not just for him, but was meant to be shared with humanity, a gift of wisdom to aid them in navigating both their spiritual journeys and their earthly existences. With his mind expanded and his heart full of new understandings, Enoch was ready to continue his journey through the heavens. each realm promising deeper insights and closer communion with the divine. As Enoch's journey unfolded, the celestial beings guided him from the observatory of the first heaven to the gateway that led to the second heaven. This transition was marked by a shift in the atmosphere, from the serene and harmonious environment of the first heaven to a realm that held a different, more somber tone. The second heaven appeared starkly different from the first. It was a place of profound silence and deep shadows, where the consequences of rebellion and disobedience were made manifest. This heaven served as a prison for those angels who had transgressed divine law, known as the fallen angels, or watchers. As they entered, Enoch felt the weight of a more solemn duty to witness the outcomes of divine justice. The air was cooler, the light dimmer, and the sense of peace that pervaded the first heaven seemed distant here. The landscape was barren in places, with rocky terrains and dark caverns, and the sky overhead was a perpetual twilight, never brightening to day nor darkening to full night. Chains of celestial make, glowing with a faint light that seemed both beautiful and sad, bound the fallen angels. These beings, once radiant and powerful, now appeared diminished, their light dim, and their faces marked by sorrow and regret. They were confined here under the watchful eyes of stern, yet just, angelic wardens who ensured that the sentences decreed by divine law were carried out. Enoch, accompanied by his celestial guides, approached some of the bound angels. Despite their fallen state, there was still a residue of their former majesty, a reminder of what they had once been and what they had lost. One of the fallen, his voice a whisper of lament, spoke to Enoch. "Behold the result of pride and disobedience. We, who once stood in the presence of the Creator, chose our path, and now we bear the consequences of our actions." This realm was not just a prison, but also a place of reflection and repentance. Enoch saw that some of the fallen were deep in contemplation, their expressions torn between remorse and a longing for redemption. It was a testament to the complexity of divine justice, which was not only punitive, but also rehabilitative, offering the chance for reflection and, ultimately, redemption. Here, Enoch learned about the dynamics of free will, the gravity of rebellion, and the relentless fairness of divine justice. His guides explained that the second heaven served as a reminder to all beings, celestial and earthly alike, of the responsibilities that came with freedom and the severe consequences of its misuse. As they moved through this somber realm, Enoch felt a mix of pity and a newfound understanding of the importance of divine laws. He was shown the archives where the deeds of these angels were recorded, a detailed account of their descent from grace. This documentation was not merely for record-keeping, but served as a moral lesson for all who would access these chronicles. This visit to the second heaven profoundly affected Enoch, embedding in him a deeper appreciation for the balance between justice and mercy in the divine order. With this heavy but necessary knowledge, he was prepared to continue his ascent to the next heaven, carrying with him the lessons of the consequences that come with freedom and choice. After the poignant experiences in the second heaven, Enoch was led by his celestial guides to the gateway of the third heaven. As they passed through, Enoch immediately felt a shift from the melancholic echoes of justice and retribution to an overwhelming sense of peace and beauty. The third heaven was a stark contrast to the previous one, embodying a realm of bliss and restorative tranquility. This heaven was a paradise, a garden of celestial proportions where the souls of the righteous dwelled. It was resplendent with lush greenery, vibrant flowers blooming in perpetual splendor, and streams of clear, sweet water that sang melodies of comfort and joy. The air here was filled with a light that healed and soothed, its gentle warmth penetrating to the core of one's being. Enoch observed that the beings here were unlike the anguished spirits of the second heaven. These were the spirits of humans who had lived righteous lives on earth, now residing in a state of blessedness. They wandered through gardens, rested by the water, or engaged in serene dialogues with each other, their faces aglow with an inner peace that spoke of fulfillment and eternal contentment. The angels in this heaven were gentle, nurturing spirits who tended to the needs of these blessed souls, ensuring their comfort and joy. They also instructed the souls in deeper spiritual truths, preparing them for their eventual roles in the ongoing creation and maintenance of the universe. As Enoch walked through this divine landscape, he encountered a group of elders, wise souls who had attained a profound understanding during their earthly lives and now continued their pursuit of divine wisdom. They welcomed Enoch warmly, sharing insights into the nature of divine love and the ultimate purpose of the human soul. Their conversations were rich with knowledge and compassion, offering Enoch a deeper understanding of the path of righteousness and the rewards it brought. One particularly moving sight was the field of aromas, where myriad plants produced heavenly fragrances that represented the virtues of the souls dwelling here, each scent a testament to love, charity, patience, and other virtues cultivated during their earthly journeys. This field was not only a place of beauty, but also a sensory representation of the spiritual achievements of its inhabitants. Amidst this paradise, Enoch was shown the Tree of Souls, a magnificent tree whose leaves shimmered with a silvery light, each leaf representing a soul that had ascended to this blissful state. The tree was vast, its branches stretching wide, sheltering the souls under its canopy. The fruits it bore were said to feed the spirits, nourishing them with the essence of eternal life and divine wisdom. The third heaven profoundly impacted Enoch, filling him with a sense of hope and a reaffirmation of the rewards that awaited those who lived according to divine will. It was a testament to the benevolence of the Creator, a promise of peace and fulfillment for the faithful. With his spirit uplifted by the beauty and peace of this heavenly realm, Enoch was ready to ascend further, each heaven bringing him closer to the ultimate understanding of the cosmos and the divine plan. The transition from the lush paradise of the third heaven to the fourth heaven marked a shift toward a realm of celestial order and governance. As Enoch and his guides ascended, the environment changed dramatically. This heaven was a domain where the celestial mechanics of time, seasons, and cosmic cycles were regulated and maintained by a host of celestial beings dedicated to the precise running of the universe. Upon entering the fourth heaven, Enoch was struck by the sight of a grand celestial mechanism, a colossal astrolabe turning slowly, its intricate gears and wheels perfectly calibrated. This device was not just a tool for measuring, but an active participant in the creation and maintenance of time itself. It controlled the passage of time across different dimensions, ensuring that the flow remained constant and unerring. The atmosphere here was charged with a sense of purpose and precision. Angels meticulously monitored and adjusted the celestial gears, their movements synchronized with the heavenly device. These angels were scholars and keepers of cosmic laws, endowed with deep knowledge of the universe's physical and metaphysical properties. Enoch watched as these celestial mechanics demonstrated their duties. One group adjusted what appeared to be luminous threads extending from the astrolabe to various stars and planets. These threads, Enoch learned, were conduits of divine energy that influenced the natural order on Earth and other realms, regulating everything from the changing of seasons to the growth and decay of life forms. The fourth heaven also housed the halls of records, where every celestial event and its impact on the cosmos were meticulously documented. These records were not merely historical accounts, but living documents that interacted with the celestial mechanism, continually updated by the recording angels. As Enoch toured these halls, he was shown the Book of Winds, where the laws governing all atmospheric phenomena were written. The angels explained how winds could be commanded to bring about necessary changes on Earth: rains for crops, breezes for cooling, or storms to cleanse. Each command was executed with precision, ensuring balance and harmony within the natural world. Further exploration brought Enoch to the chambers of snow and dew, where angels formulated the recipes for each flake of snow and drop of dew, crafting them with artistic perfection before sending them to their earthly destinations. These chambers were a marvel of divine creativity, combining purpose with beauty in every aspect of their function. The visit to the fourth heaven profoundly expanded Enoch's understanding of the interconnectedness of all things. He realized that the celestial bodies he had learned about in the observatory of the first heaven were intimately connected with the mechanisms he now observed. Each heavenly body's position and movement were crucial to the balance maintained by the celestial astrolabe. Enoch's awe grew as he witnessed the harmony and precision with which the universe operated. The knowledge that every element of creation, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, had a purpose and a place in the divine plan filled him with a deep reverence for the Creator. With a heart full of wonder and a mind brimming with newfound knowledge, Enoch was ready to continue his ascent, each step bringing him closer to comprehending the full scope of the divine cosmos. Upon ascending from the meticulously governed realm of the fourth heaven, Enoch was introduced to the fifth heaven, which presented a profoundly different atmosphere. This heaven was marked by a somber ambiance, serving as the dwelling place for those angels who had participated in lesser rebellions and were now reflecting on their actions. As Enoch entered this realm, he was greeted by a vista of stark landscapes, interspersed with fortresses and solitary chambers where these penitent angels resided. Unlike the fiery chains of the second heaven, the restraints here were more symbolic, representing the internal struggle and self-imposed exile of these celestial beings. The air in the fifth heaven was cooler, filled with echoes of solitude and contemplation. The light here was dimmer, shaded to match the introspective mood of its inhabitants. These angels, once warriors and guardians of divine secrets, now turned their formidable energies towards meditation and philosophical inquiries into the nature of free will and obedience. Enoch was accompanied by guides who explained the purpose of this realm. "This heaven," one guide remarked, "serves not only as a place of punishment, but also as a space for growth and redemption. The angels here are learning the profound lessons of humility and service, which they once defied." Walking through the corridors of a massive fortress, Enoch observed the angels in their chambers, some in deep meditation, others engaged in fervent discussion with fellow penitents or celestial messengers sent to instruct them. Their faces, though marked by the weight of their previous decisions, also showed signs of enlightenment and transformation. One of the angels, noticing Enoch's interest, approached him and shared his tale. "We once sought to transcend our assigned roles, driven by pride and a desire for more," he explained. "But here, in this quiet solitude, we've found a deeper understanding of our purpose and the wisdom of divine order." In a large hall within the fortress, Enoch witnessed a council in session, where these angels debated and discussed the implications of their actions and the universal laws they had attempted to circumvent. These discussions were not just theoretical. They were part of the rehabilitation process, helping each angel to internalize lessons and prepare for eventual reintegration into the celestial hierarchy. Despite the initial somberness, there was a palpable sense of hope in the fifth heaven. Redemption was possible and actively encouraged. Enoch saw that the path of return was open to those who truly sought to understand and rectify their missteps. The experience in the fifth heaven deeply moved Enoch, providing him with insights into the complexities of divine justice and mercy. He learned that even in punishment, there was compassion and a potential path back to grace, a lesson he found both humbling and uplifting. With a deeper understanding of redemption and the ongoing processes of divine governance, Enoch was prepared to continue his ascent, each heaven revealing more about the divine structure and the balance between justice, mercy, and redemption. As Enoch ascended to the sixth heaven, he entered a realm that exuded a profound sense of order and purpose. This heaven was the seat of the archangels, who oversee and administer all celestial and earthly duties. It was a realm characterized by bustling activity and the resonant sounds of divine commands being issued and executed. Upon arrival, Enoch was struck by the grandeur of the architecture in this realm. Massive structures, constructed from materials that shimmered with an internal light, housed the various councils and orders of archangels. These buildings were centers of divine administration, each dedicated to different aspects of cosmic and moral order. The archangels themselves were beings of immense power and authority, their presence almost overwhelming. Each archangel radiated a distinct aura, reflective of their specific duties. Some were brighter, constantly in motion, reflecting their roles in managing the forces of nature and human affairs. Others were more subdued, their calmness mirroring their responsibilities over wisdom and divine revelation. Enoch was introduced to several of these archangels. One of them, a commanding figure who oversaw the celestial armies, discussed strategies and deployments, ensuring that the balance of power was maintained across the different realms. Another, serene and contemplative, was responsible for collecting and disseminating divine wisdom. He showed Enoch scrolls of immense age and wisdom, explaining how this knowledge influenced the development of moral and spiritual laws across the universe. One significant area within the sixth heaven was the Hall of Records, even more comprehensive than the one in the fourth heaven. Here, every event in the universe was recorded and reviewed by a council of archangels. They analyzed the implications of each action, ensuring that the consequences aligned with divine justice and the overarching plan of the Creator. Enoch witnessed a session where archangels discussed the impact of a recent earthly event, deliberating on the necessary adjustments to maintain cosmic balance. This discussion was not just administrative, it was deeply philosophical, touching on themes of free will, destiny, and divine providence. The realm was not only about governance. There were areas dedicated to the preparation of divine decrees, where archangels crafted guidelines and rules that would be delivered to the lower angels for implementation. These decrees covered a wide range of issues, from the regulation of the seasons to the administration of human justice. The sixth heaven also housed the celestial choruses, groups of angels whose divine music harmonized the energies of the universe. Enoch was deeply moved by their performance, which was not merely artistic, but also a fundamental aspect of celestial mechanics, their harmonies literally tuning the vibrations of the cosmos to ensure stability and harmony. This heaven left Enoch in awe of the complexity and precision of divine administration. He realized that every decree, every divine intervention on earth was the result of meticulous planning and consideration, reflecting a balance of mercy, justice, and wisdom. With a renewed understanding of the vastness of divine governance, Enoch was prepared to ascend further, approaching the culmination of his heavenly journey. Each heaven had prepared him, step by step, for a deeper integration into the mysteries of the divine cosmos. As Enoch ascended further, he reached the seventh heaven, the highest and most sacred of all celestial realms. This heaven was the abode of the highest order of celestial beings and the very throne of God himself. The atmosphere here was suffused with a profound sense of holiness and awe-inspiring majesty. Upon entering the seventh heaven, Enoch was enveloped by light of an intensity he had never before experienced. This light was not just physical, but deeply spiritual, illuminating the soul and revealing truths long hidden. The air was filled with the music of the spheres, a celestial melody that resonated with the core of his being, harmonizing with all creation. The architecture of this realm surpassed anything Enoch had witnessed in the lower heavens. The structures here were crafted from materials that seemed to be condensed light, their forms perfect and sublime. Each building and artifact was a testament to divine craftsmanship, reflecting the glory and perfection of the Creator. Enoch was then brought before the throne of God, a sight so overwhelming that he could scarcely take it in. The throne was surrounded by seraphim, cherubim, and ophanim, each group of angels distinct in their appearance and purpose, all united in their worship and service to God. The seraphim radiated an intense heat, their 6 wings covering themselves in humility. The cherubim, full of eyes, gazed upon the mysteries of God without ceasing. The ophanim, or wheels within wheels, moved in all directions at once, their movements aligned with the divine will. The throne itself was like a gemstone, emanating an array of colors, each flash of light a revelation. Above the throne, the semblance of a rainbow, as seen on a rainy day, symbolized the covenant between God and creation. The presence of God was both terrifying and exhilarating, a paradox of fear and joy that filled Enoch with an indescribable peace. Here, in the seventh heaven, Enoch was shown the ultimate plan of the universe, the grand design that encompassed all of creation. He saw the interconnectedness of all things, from the smallest grain of sand to the largest galaxy, each element a vital part of the divine puzzle. During his time in this celestial realm, Enoch received profound revelations about the nature of God, the purpose of creation, and the destiny of the human soul. He was taught about the final judgment, the resurrection of the dead, and the eternal kingdom to come. These teachings were not merely to be hoarded, but shared with humanity to offer hope and direction. The angels of the seventh heaven were the keepers of divine secrets and the highest wisdom. They shared with Enoch mysteries that were to be sealed up until the end of time, truths that were too profound for the unprepared heart. As his visit neared its end, Enoch felt a deep reluctance to leave this place of ultimate communion with the divine. However, he was reassured that his role as a prophet was to return to earth and share the visions and teachings he had received, to guide his people and prepare them for the divine realities that lay beyond the physical sight. With a heart full of new wisdom and a spirit touched by the divine, Enoch was returned to earth, forever changed by his journey through the heavens. He knew that the knowledge he carried was a treasure beyond price, a light for all generations to come. As Enoch's journey through the heavens drew him closer to divine mysteries, he was also given insight into one of the darker chapters of celestial history, the fall of the Watchers. This narrative was crucial, not only for its historical significance, but also for its lessons on the consequences of divine disobedience and the impact on human history. The Watchers, a group of angels assigned to watch over Earth, had transcended their boundaries by developing forbidden relationships with human women. This transgression was not a mere lapse in judgment, but a deliberate defiance of divine commandments, resulting in the birth of the Nephilim, giants who roamed the earth, causing chaos and destruction. Enoch was shown a vision of the initial descent of these angels on Mount Hermon. The celestial beings, led by their chiefs of tens, swore oaths of loyalty to one another, binding themselves by mutual imprecations to carry out their plans, despite knowing the likely divine retribution. This pact marked the beginning of their downfall, setting in motion events that would have lasting repercussions for both heaven and earth. The impact of the Watchers' actions on earth was devastating. The Nephilim, being of both celestial and terrestrial origin, possessed strength and knowledge far beyond that of a normal human, using these attributes to oppress humanity and disrupt the natural order. Their presence led to an era of violence, corruption, and sin that grieved the heart of the Creator and necessitated divine intervention. Enoch's vision continued with the divine judgment pronounced on the Watchers. He saw the archangel Uriel, appointed by God to deliver the verdict. The Watchers were to be bound in the depths of the earth, imprisoned in hidden chambers until the day of judgment. Their offspring, the Nephilim, were also destined to be destroyed, a direct consequence of the unnatural union that brought them forth. The grief and regret of the Watchers were palpable in Enoch's vision. These fallen angels lamented their fate, fully aware of the irreversible nature of their choices and the suffering they had inflicted upon the world. Enoch was moved by these revelations, understanding more deeply the importance of adherence to divine law and the grave consequences of its breach. This part of his celestial journey highlighted the necessity of divine justice, balancing mercy with the need to maintain cosmic and moral order. It also underscored the role of heavenly beings in guiding and protecting humanity, not just governing them from on high, but interacting with them in ways that influence their destiny. As Enoch processed these revelations, he realized that part of his mission upon returning to earth would be to warn and instruct humanity about the spiritual laws that govern them and the potential consequences of their violation. His teachings would include the stories of the Watchers as a cautionary tale, emphasizing the need for spiritual vigilance and obedience. With this heavy knowledge, Enoch prepared to continue his journey, carrying the weight of history and the responsibility to share these truths with the world, ensuring that the lessons gleaned from the past would serve to guide future generations. Following his revelations about the descent and punishment of the Watchers, Enoch was granted further insight into another consequential chapter of ancient celestial human interactions, the birth and existence of the Nephilim. These beings, born from the union of the fallen angels and human women, were beings of great size and strength, whose presence on earth marked an era of turmoil and challenge for humanity. The vision presented to Enoch was vivid and intense. He witnessed the moment when the Watchers shared forbidden knowledge with their human consorts, leading to the conception of the Nephilim. These hybrid offspring inherited aspects of celestial power, which, combined with human form, resulted in creatures of immense physical and psychic might. Enoch saw how these beings rapidly grew to great stature, their appetites and strength far surpassing those of ordinary humans. As they matured, their presence began to dominate the lands, their demands placing a heavy burden on humanity. The Nephilim consumed vast resources, prompting them to turn violent as the earth struggled to support them. Their influence extended beyond mere physical dominance. The Nephilim possessed knowledge of celestial secrets, passed down from their angelic fathers, which they used to sway and corrupt the human populations around them. This knowledge, though profound, was not meant for human possession, and led to further imbalances in the natural order of the world. The repercussions of their existence were catastrophic. Their brutal nature and corruptive influence led to widespread violence and sin among humanity, escalating the moral decay initiated by their fathers, the Watchers. This era was marked by a significant degradation of spiritual and moral values, necessitating a divine response to restore balance and order. Enoch's vision also included the divine deliberations on how to deal with the Nephilim. It was determined that the earth could not sustain such beings, and that their continued existence posed a grave threat to the divine plan. Thus, a decree was issued for their elimination, a painful but necessary act to prevent the further deterioration of the world. The sadness and tragedy of this episode were not lost on Enoch. He felt a deep compassion for all of creation, understanding more acutely the complexities of divine justice and the harsh realities of celestial interventions. The story of the Nephilim was a poignant reminder of the consequences of crossing the boundaries set by God. This segment of Enoch's celestial journey highlighted the inherent dangers of wielding power without wisdom and the vital importance of adhering to divine ordinances. It also underscored the theme of redemption, as even in judgment, the aim was to restore and heal rather than merely to punish. As Enoch prepared to move to the next phase of his revelations, he was imbued with a profound sense of responsibility. His teachings needed to convey not only the historical and moral lessons from these events, but also the hope for renewal and the possibility of forgiveness, even for those who had fallen the farthest. As Enoch continued to ascend through the celestial realms, his understanding deepened, and he was now ready to grasp the profoundest mysteries of the universe, the very secrets of creation itself. This part of his journey brought him into the presence of the highest celestial scribes and scholars, who held the knowledge of how the cosmos was formed, the laws that govern its operation, and the purpose behind its existence. In a grand library that seemed to extend infinitely, filled with scrolls and books made of light, Enoch was shown the divine blueprint of creation. These were not merely written texts, but living embodiments of knowledge, pulsating with energy and illuminated with divine light. Each scroll contained formulas, principles, and narratives that describe the processes through which the universe and all its components were brought into being. The celestial beings explained to Enoch the fundamental elements of creation: light and darkness, matter and spirit, time and eternity. They revealed how these elements were harnessed by the Creator to form the stars, planets, and all life forms. Enoch learned about the divine language of creation, a sacred code that resonated through the cosmos, guiding the formation and evolution of all things. One of the most significant revelations was the concept of the Word, or Logos, the divine command through which all things were created. This word was the expression of divine will, the vibration that brought order to chaos and substance to the void. Enoch was shown how this word continues to sustain the universe, an ongoing act of creation that ensures the cosmos remains vibrant and dynamic. The angels also taught Enoch about the spiritual laws that underpin the physical universe. These laws were not arbitrary, but were designed to reflect the attributes of the Creator: justice, mercy, wisdom, and love. Each law had a specific purpose, contributing to the balance and harmony of the cosmos, and ensuring that creation operated as a coherent and integrated whole. As part of this revelation, Enoch was shown the Tree of Life, a symbolic representation of the interconnectedness of all forms of life. The tree's roots delved into the divine essence. Its trunk stood as a pillar of strength and stability, and its branches spread out into the myriad forms of creation. The fruit of the tree symbolized the potential for continual growth and renewal, a testament to the ongoing process of creation. This profound understanding of the secrets of creation deeply affected Enoch. He saw the universe not as a static realm, but as a living, breathing entity, imbued with divine purpose and guided by a loving intelligence. This insight filled him with awe and reverence for the Creator, whose wisdom and power were beyond human comprehension. Equipped with this knowledge, Enoch was prepared to delve even deeper into the divine mysteries. He understood that his role was not only to witness these truths, but also to communicate them to humanity, to inspire hope and guide them towards a deeper understanding of their place in the cosmos. After absorbing the vast knowledge of creation's mysteries, Enoch's journey took a more interactive turn. He was now prepared to engage directly with the divine court, presenting petitions on behalf of humanity and observing the process of celestial judgment. This part of his celestial odyssey illustrated the compassionate and participatory aspects of divine governance. Enoch, bearing the weight of human concerns and the knowledge of celestial law, approached the divine tribunal, a magnificent assembly of high angels and archangels presided over by the great judge. The setting was awe-inspiring, with beings of light arrayed in a semicircle around a radiant throne. As he stood before the tribunal, Enoch presented petitions for mercy and guidance on behalf of humanity. These petitions were not just for the alleviation of earthly sufferings, but also for insights and assistance in spiritual matters. He sought divine intercession for the enlightenment of human souls, that they might better understand their divine purpose and live in harmony with the laws of creation. The process of judgment Enoch observed was not merely judicial, but deeply educational. Each case brought before the tribunal was discussed not only in terms of law, but also with regard to the overarching divine attributes of justice, mercy, and love. The judgments rendered were designed to bring about the greatest good, not only for the individuals involved, but for the entire cosmos. Enoch witnessed several types of judgments. Some were corrective, aimed at restoring balance and rectifying wrongs. Others were instructive, intended to teach celestial and terrestrial beings the consequences of their actions and encourage them towards greater harmony with divine will. In one poignant instance, Enoch observed the case of a fallen angel seeking redemption. The tribunal reviewed the angel's deeds, both good and ill, and the sincere repentance he demonstrated. The judgment was a blend of mercy and rectitude, allowing the angel a path to redemption through service and sacrifice, which would also benefit the broader creation. During these proceedings, Enoch also received divine judgments concerning his own role. He was instructed on how to convey the truths he had learned, tailored to the capacity of his fellow humans to understand and absorb them. The tribunal emphasized the importance of his mission, as his teachings would serve as a beacon of hope and a guide for generations to come. The experience in the divine tribunal deeply humbled Enoch, but also filled him with a sense of purpose. He understood that divine judgment was not to be feared, but embraced as a vital process that upheld the integrity of the universe and fostered the growth and development of all beings. Armed with divine mandates and insights, Enoch was now more equipped than ever to continue his ascent and further explore the mysteries of the divine cosmos. His role as an intermediary between the celestial and terrestrial realms was fully affirmed, marking him as a prophet of profound significance. As Enoch continued to ascend through the celestial realms, his journey took on an even more profound dimension. He was granted visions of the future, prophecies that revealed the destiny of humanity and the ultimate plan of the cosmos. These visions were not only meant to guide him, but also to be shared with humanity as warnings and messages of hope. Enoch was taken to a special chamber within the heavens, where the veil between present and future is thin. Here, the angels of prophecy guided him through visions that unfolded like living tapestries before his eyes. Each vision was a glimpse into what could be, depending on the paths humanity chose to follow. One of the first visions showed a great flood that would cleanse the earth of its corruption. This was a response to the widespread wickedness that had taken root, partly due to the influence of the fallen angels and the Nephilim. In this vision, Enoch saw a righteous man, chosen to survive the deluge with his family and a representation of all living creatures. This prophecy was a stern warning, but also a message of redemption, emphasizing that even in punishment, God's mercy ensures the continuation of life and the possibility of a new beginning. Following this, Enoch was shown the rise and fall of great kingdoms and empires, symbolizing the transient nature of earthly power and the eternal nature of divine sovereignty. Each kingdom rose in glory and fell into decadence, illustrating the cycle of human endeavor and divine judgment. Another profound vision was the coming of a Messiah, a figure of peace and justice who would lead humanity back to the ways of righteousness. This vision was filled with hope, showing a time when the sword would be beaten into the plowshare and justice would roll down like waters. This future was presented as an ideal, a goal toward which all of humanity could strive, guided by divine love and justice. Enoch also saw the final judgment, where all souls were gathered before the divine throne. Each individual's deeds were weighed, and their souls were directed to their rightful places, based on their actions and the state of their hearts. This vision reinforced the concept of divine justice, but also highlighted the infinite compassion of the Creator, who offered redemption to all who sought it sincerely. Throughout these visions, Enoch was not a passive observer, but an active participant, feeling the sorrows and joys of what he witnessed. The angels explain the meanings behind each vision, ensuring that Enoch understood not only the events themselves, but also their deeper implications. Armed with these prophecies, Enoch was imbued with a sense of urgent mission. He understood that his teachings on earth would need to convey the gravity of these divine revelations, encouraging his people to adhere to righteousness, to influence the course of their destiny positively.